problem is, I just don't think I can handle it.
What do you mean you don't think you can handle it?
I just don't think with my classes and everything, I'll have time for all this leadership stuff.
Mark, getting more involved in IEEE can help you in ways you haven't even thought of. Those ways will become clear to you when you get closer to graduation. And when I leave this year, there'll be an IEEE position opening up that I think you could really get into.
But I'm not like you, Laura. You're a born leader.
Right. My parents had me genetically engineered to be an IEEE student branch leader. Look, Mark, leaders aren't born, and no one expects you to lead the troops into battle at the beginning. You'll learn, and you'll get better. And there's a lot of people, both here and at the IEEE Student Services Office, to help you. Just like they helped me when I started out.
I'm still not sure.
Would you mind if I send one or two other people over sometime to talk to you about this?
You mean so you guys can gang up on me?
Right, so humor me.
All right.
Good. I'll talk to you later then.
Okay. Bye.
Hello. Sorry to bother you, but I just wanted
No
to talk
problem.
to you.
The party you're looking for is right down the hall, 6th door on the right. When you get close enough, just follow the sound of heavy metal music. People have been asking for directions all night long.
Hi, I'm...
The interviewer will be with you in a moment.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We understand that you're a recent engineering graduate and that you're applying for our engineering position.
Yes.
We can see by your resume that your qualifications are adequate. We also note that while in school, you were a member of the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. That's interesting. One can gain some quite complementary skills with that organization. The kind of skills our company values tremendously.
Well, that's great.
That is, provided one takes advantage of actually working in IEEE. Tell me, what did you do as a member of IEEE?
Paid my dues.
Hello. Sorry to bother you again. I just want to talk to you about your future.
Laura doesn't waste any time, does she? Come on in.
Laura. Right.
Come on in. Take a seat.
Well, Mark, how are your studies going?
They're going okay. But just look at this pile of stuff. It's a ton of work. Like now, I'm studying for an exam in Professor Starkweather's class. Whew, those things are killers. Of course, I don't have to tell you about that. You've already served your time in the zoo.
The zoo. Right. What do you think of IEEE?
Well, they seem like a good organization, but I really haven't had the time to get very involved.
Have you ever thought of becoming a student branch leader?
Sure. And I've thought of swimming the English Channel to France and back.
Really? Why wouldn't you use the tunnel?
Tunnel? Look, the problem is I haven't got any time with my classes and everything. Besides, I really don't have any ideas.
There are plenty of ideas out there. Many have already been done by other student branches. You can also get a lot of ideas from the Student Services Office in Piscataway, New Jersey. And by listening to the student population, you'll be able to get a feel for what would be appropriate. May I borrow this?
Sure.
On. IEEE Student Branch Activities.
IEEE Student Branch Activities. IEEE Student Center. Satellite Link-Up. Micromouse Contest. Student Message Board. IEEE Technical Publication Library. Trips to science centers, industries, or other locations of interest. Career Day for local high school students. Leadership workshops. Day with an Engineer program. Maintain a collection of graduate school catalogs. Job fair. Project or paper writing contest. Computer center and student laboratory. Public service and community work.
Off.
Those ideas would be terrific, but they're going to cost a lot of money.
That's where fundraising activities come in. On. IEEE Fundraising Activities.
IEEE fundraising activities. Equipment raffles. Sell IEEE related items. Sell resume books to prospective employers. Sell advertising in student branch magazines or newsletter. Computer show. Car wash. Bake sale. Nacho sale. Cookie sale.
Okay, I get the idea.
Pizza sale. Popcorn sale. Hot dog sale.
Off.
Local industry in your local IEEE section can also be funding sources. And there may even be sources within your own school.
Okay, you really don't have to convince me. I can see those activities would be great experiences. But considering the time and effort it takes to do those things, maybe they're just a luxury. Look, we're all students, and we pay a good amount of money to come here, and that ends up being first priority. In other words, I've got to keep my grades up, and my head above water.
What about the education beyond grades?
I didn't know there was anything beyond grades. All right, what do you mean beyond grades?
What about the education that comes from the interaction with people, professors, students, and professionals in the field, people you may be working with someday? On. Professor Starkweather.
That's him, all right.
What do you think of Professor Starkweather?
Well, he certainly knows his stuff, but I don't understand why he makes his class so tough.
Participating in IEEE leadership many times means getting involved with faculty members outside the classroom. You'll be able to know and understand them as people. That could make a world of difference when you get back to the classroom.
Yeah, I guess I never thought of it that way.
Their resources can be invaluable in helping you with your regular meetings or in something as special as a Student Professional Awareness Conference, or SPAC.
That's true.
Now, about other students.
Okay, what about them?
Do you go out much? Socialize? Party down?
Sometimes.
Why aren't you at the party down the hall?
Well, they certainly have had some great parties. There was one time when... Well, anyway, I can't go there if I'm stuck here with my studies. Man, it'd be nice if I could unwind with some people that have the same problems I do.
That's where IEEE leadership comes in. It's a chance to meet and work with people who have the same interests you have. It helps to fill in the other 50%.
What's the other 50%?
The other 50% isn't covered very well in school, sometimes not at all. Sure, they cover the technical side, the first 50%, the very important technical skills it takes to be a good engineer. But the other 50% usually gets left behind in a cloud of academic dust. Examples of that are communication, interpersonal skills, Networking.
Networking?
Talking.
Talking? I may be an engineering student, but I do know how to talk.
Well, it's more than just talking. It's creating contacts within your profession. And that's what so much of IEEE is about. People working with people.
Well, I guess that sounds like the kind of thing I'm looking for.
In regards to career-oriented issues, there is the SPAC, for example.
Now, wait a second. That's the second time you've mentioned SPACs, and I know those things are a lot of work.
True, they are a lot of work, but that's where coordination and delegation, working with people, comes in.
How can SPAC help just an ordinary student like me?
Well, obviously, the subjects covered must be timely and of interest to students. They can range anywhere from how to get through your first day on the job, all the way to what is an engineer's responsibility if something should go wrong at a nuclear power plant. The speakers can range from specialists on resume writing and job hunting to psychologists on how to avoid stress and job burnout, to lawyers on computer crime. You will come in contact with so many people when putting together an SPAC. That networking with industry will help you when you're ready to become a professional. So will contact with your peers who will one day become professionals.
Well, I don't know.
Still not convinced. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this. Let me show you something.
Oh, another techno toy.
That's me.
Yes, it is.
What's going on?
That is an AMOC, AMOK 343 5000B squared system. Basically, your average interviewing machine. Just videotape your face and the questions you want to ask, and the machine will ask them for you. The employer doesn't have to waste his precious time with interviews and can screen the applicants at his convenience.
How impersonal.
They're all the rage in the future.
We can see by your resume that your qualifications are adequate.
Wow. I'm bombing.
That's right, you are. And that's where interpersonal skills come in. In IEEE leadership, you have to sell yourself and your ideas to your faculty, to your administration, and most importantly, to each other. And that directly relates to your career. You'll have to sell yourself for jobs, for services, and you'll have to sell your ideas to your supervisor and the company you work for. You are fooling yourself if you think that technical knowledge is all there is to being an engineer.
Tell me, what did you do as a member of IEEE?
Paid my dues. What a jerk. You're not from around here. We didn't go anywhere.
Yes, we did. We're now in an alternate future.
Hello, Mark. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. How have you been?
Well, fine, thank you. Please, take a seat.
Thank you.
Now, before we get started, tell me, how did the rest of your SPAC go?
Very well. We had a tremendous turnout. Thank you for taking time out to be one of our speakers. Your comments were terrific.
Well, thank you. Now, about the engineering position we have opening up. Right now, it's just an entry-level position, but it really has great potential for advancement.
Wow, I'm doing great.
That's right, you are. And that's where your IEEE leadership experience came in. Those leadership skills and the self-confidence that goes with them were developed in a non-threatening environment, with your friends. You must also remember that an interview is merely the first step in your lifelong career. So you can imagine how important those skills will be in the job itself, and in every job that follows. It also helps that you had a contact in the company that you met while working in IEEE, and that got you an interview with a real live human being.
hang on. I want to see how this turns out. I've got it. With all this very weird, very advanced technology, you're obviously from the future. And why would some guy from the future be so concerned about my future? I know. You're my son.
No.
Come back from the future to help me.
No.
No?
Well, close.
Close?
Yes, sort of.
Sort of. How can you be sort of my son?
Well, it really has more to do with the aspect of creation than anything else. Take a peek at this.
Wow. You mean I created your arm?
Not just the arm. You will be an integral part of the team that will create other parts of my prototype.
Wow. You know, it's incredible to know exactly what you're going to do in the future.
Possible future.
Possible future?
Success will not be bestowed upon you. It won't be given to you. It's just like the interviews you saw. How well you do in your life will depend on how well you prepare to get there.
You mean like getting more involved with the IEEE?
That's part of it.
Wait a second. Can I take a look at your arm again? I'd like to study it.
Sorry, no cheating. See you in the future.
Possible future.